everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of the Empowered Psychology podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Today is a very, very important video because May, yes, and we are in the month of May, is Lupus Awareness Month. Now, I am aware that it is mid-May and I'm a little late to, celebrating Lupus Awareness Month, even though I have already been celebrating. But throughout my journey in life, I have learned that it does not matter when you start, as long as you have the right intentions and as long as you start. So I am really, really excited for today's video because we are going to be discussing something that is really important, and that is how to deal with physical changes, the changes in your physical appearance that you go through when you're going through lupus flare, and also when you're going through getting treatment for lupus. Now, I understand that this is a very, very hard thing to go through for many reasons. But one of the main reasons why women, and I feel like humans in general, no matter if you're a male, female, non-binary, we struggle with physical appearance and caring about how we look, and it's really tied to our self-worth. Why? The media. From the time we are young, we have been conditioned to think of our physical appearance as everything. We have been conditioned to like certain body types and see those body types as the ideal, which just goes against human nature altogether, because as humans, we do not look the same and we're not supposed to look the same. And this has resulted in the objectification of others and the self-objectification of ourselves. What is objectification? Objectification is the act of treating or reducing an individual to an object for one's gaze or pleasure. It is an act of degrading someone to the status of a mere object, dehumanizing them and denying their human nature. This is usually done when a person is defined by their sexual attributes or identified as mere bodies, while their overall existence is completely disregarded. Self-objectification is defined as the adoption of a third-person perspective on the self, as opposed to a first-person perspective, such as people come to place greater value on how they look to others rather than on how they feel or what they can do. I just had to reflect really quickly on that because this has destroyed society, and unfortunately, this is what has been pumped and jammed into our minds since we were born. And it has to stop because it is truly ruining people's lives. And I want to highlight this to start off this video because before you embark on this journey of learning to deal with the physical changes you go through when you are having lupus flares and when you are going through treatment, you have to get rid of these horrible conditionings that come from objectification and self-objectification. You are a human that is going through a lot. You're actually going through something that most people do not go through. Lupus is a horrible illness where your body is attacking itself and you have an array of different symptoms that are literally out of control. They are out of control. You are going through so much. Some of y'all can't move. Some of y'all have lost y'all's hair. Some of y'all are having major organ damage and are even having to have transplants, organ transplants. In my case, I was going through severe organ inflammation. I was losing a lot of hair. I had rashes all over my body. That was during my first flare. And I had lost a significant amount of weight because I couldn't eat due to all the ulcers in my mouth. And also, I had a lot of fluids around my lungs, so it was very just uncomfortable even being awake and laying down. I was never in a comfortable position, so eating wasn't really my priority. And I went through a lot of physical changes because of that. During my second flare, I gained a bunch of weight and I was going through severe arthritis. Therefore, my body wasn't even functioning the way it was supposed to. I wasn't even able to do a lot of things that I used to take for granted and people would consider normal, like waking up and turning off my alarm. It hurt to move my neck and stretch my arm, like reaching to get some shampoo. It was so hard. So you need to please get away from these objectifying mental habitual states, and the way you view yourself and the way you view others, because that is the number one step to being able to cope with this. Realizing that you're human and your body is going through a lot right now, and you do not need to beat yourself up over these made up standards that society created about who we are based on how we look, which is actually out of our control, how we look. So please start there. Erase that. You are human and your body is going through so much, and you are in the process of fighting for your life so that you can optimize your health and get to live your best life. It is not about, oh, well, I can't look like this anymore. I'm going to look like that. Do you know how much stress that is going to put on your body worrying about these messed up and unrealistic, fake societal beauty standards? Think about it. Even the people who we have been conditioned to think are the most beautiful are actually the most insecure and the ones who suffer the most from body image issues. And they are what we would consider, what society considers, the standard. They use body image and beauty against us so that we don't fulfill our real purpose in life and don't see the real meaning of life, which is connection and experiences. It's all fake. Hence why everyone is running their whole life trying to look young, trying to meet this unattainable beauty standards, which is always changing for some reason, instead of focusing on working on themselves, growing connections, creating new experiences from themselves, being with the people that they love, finding a good community, finding their passions. That's what you need to be focused on. That is what you need to be focused on in this journey of coping with dealing with the physical appearances that come with a lupus flares and receiving treatment from lupus. That's step one. Get rid of all those false beliefs you have attached to beauty, your image, and the image of others, because we are human and you need yourself right now. You need all the love that you can get and all the support you can get from yourself and others. Hence why it's really important to get a good support system so that you will be able to conquer lupus and not have these physical changes that you go through impact you so much. Am I saying that this doesn't matter? No, I am not saying that. I lost my hair. First of all, the reason why I'm always wearing headbands and now I'm wearing this hat is because I am in the process of growing my hair back. Look, this is all new hair. I lost so much hair, and during my first flare, I lost a lot of my hair, and it took me 3 years to grow my hair back out, and my hair was literally beautiful. Shout out to Chris, who right now is fighting cancer, so let's all pray for him. My amazing hairstylist, Chris. I mean, he is amazing, and he helped me grow my hair back out, and the way he would cut it was so beautiful. People would stop me on the street and ask me what I did to my hair, who does my hair. And for me to lose my hair again and have to start over and not be able to, have my beautiful long hair, I had to start over. It hurts. And I was dealing a lot with that. Also, I lost a bunch of weight the first time I got sick. That hurt me too, because I looked so different and I was so skinny. And then the second flare, I gained a bunch of weight. And before that, my body was banging. I worked really hard for my body. I really did. And I gained a bunch of weight, and I am in the process of getting it all off. So I know what it feels like. But I am here today to tell you that that is not everything. And the moment that I let go of these standards and I let go of these false perceptions I had on myself that were all based on things that don't matter, like the way that I look, I started to heal. My hair started to grow back. I started to lose weight. I started to feel better. Why? Because I focused on what I felt in here. I focused on loving myself and being there for myself and acknowledging that I went through a lot. And the last thing I need to do is put pressure on myself because of a false beauty standard. Now, I know I ranted a little bit, but it's just I'm really passionate about this topic, and I really want you guys to heal from this. And it's really important that I speak on that, because that is really the first step to conquering this hard process of getting over our physical appearance when we are healing from lupus. Now, during my first flare, I lost a total of 18 pounds. I was super skinny. I was super pale. I had literally no color. Right now I have some color, but during that time I was literally this shirt, like the color of this shirt. I was so pale. I had rashes all over my body, ulcers all over my mouth. I had major organ inflammation. I had lost a ton of hair, almost all of my hair. I would say 70% of my hair was gone. And I was put on a medication called prednisone. So dealing with the flare, I looked completely different. There are photos of myself on my Instagram page that you can check out. I may even put one up here in the video so y'all can see that I looked nothing like myself. And honestly, I'll be real with you. I didn't really have time to reflect on the fact that I looked different because I was literally fighting for my life. So I don't really remember dwelling so much about that because I was fighting for my life. Now, when they figured out I had lupus, they put me on steroids, a medication called prednisone. I was getting a lot of steroids. I think I started at 60 milligrams per day, and then I would get weekly infusions, I think 1,000 milligrams through my IV each week, and then I started tapering off. This is a lot of steroids. My face was this big. Now, when I found out I had lupus, intuitively, I knew that I was going to get the best treatment I could get because my doctors cared about me. Shout out to Dr. Ramirez and Dr. Shirley. But my will to live was so strong, I asked my doctors, okay, what can I do besides these treatments to ensure that I'm going to get better? They said, eat healthy, work out, stay away from sugar and salt. So I already made it a goal of mine to focus on my nutrition. And that was a big part of my healing, guys. I was very sick, about to die. If I would have waited a bit more, I probably would have had to have a kidney transplant. Luckily, I saved my kidneys. I was very sick, and 6 months after my diagnosis, I was in remission. And I not only credit that with the medication and the treatment I received, but also my mindset and my dedication to my diet and well-being. After I got these steroid infusions, I looked in the mirror and I knew my face was big. And it did hurt me at first, but I really don't know where the strength came from. I actually didn't care. You know what I did? I was like, you know what? If this is what I'm going to have to go through to get my life back and live a healthy, long life, I'm willing to go through it. But one thing I'm going to make sure I do is I'm going to do my part to ensure that I get off this medication as soon as possible. And that's what I did. 6 months later, I got off the steroid. So I knew that this was temporary, and that's key to healing. If you really want to heal, you need to have that embedded in your mind. This is temporary. This feeling is temporary. These treatments are temporary. These side effects are temporary. That is so powerful. Because you know how you don't make it temporary? When you stress and you let it get to you. Because then all you're doing is letting those thoughts ruminate in your mind, grow in your mind, and that hinders your growth. And the very thing that you don't want to be your reality will become your reality. You need to accept that this process is temporary. I look back and I'm just so proud of myself because instead of being ashamed about the fact that I lost hair, I would style my hair every day with what I had. And it's so funny because I look at the ponytails and they're literally like this big. But I didn't care. I did what I could in that moment. I even dyed my hair, which I shouldn't have done that, but I did. I dyed my hair to make myself feel better, and it helped me in that moment. I really got into makeup with my prednisone moon phase. My face was this big, but I contoured. I learned how to highlight. I learned how to do my makeup. I did things for myself to make myself feel better. And I knew that this was temporary, and that's what kept me going. So honestly, I wasn't really even worried about the prednisone face because I'm going through a lupus flare. I'm actually in the fight to save my life. So there's a reason why I look like this. So if anyone were to tell me something about my appearance, they would look stupid because I'm literally fighting for my life and I'm in major treatments. So that is how I handled that. I really started to prioritize my health, and I just focused on the way that I felt and what I could do every day to make sure that I got better. And that is how I was able to cope with the prednisone phase. Now, because I was so focused on my nutrition, I did not gain any weight on the prednisone. I swear all the weight came to my face, but I stayed really skinny throughout that time because I was working out a lot and I was eating healthy. So I get in remission, and fast forward 5 years later, I get sick again with my second flare, which was an arthritis flare. Now, I've opened up in previous videos that I did struggle with an eating disorder, and as I have been navigating that, and as I have been healing from that, and I am very proud of myself for all the progress that I have made lately, that was all due to not only, these disgusting societal standards for beauty that they put on women and also men, but in my case, I'm a woman, so I'm talking about women. When we are 3 and when we're 10 and when we're going through puberty, that is like literally horrible what they do. But yes, it came from that, but also it came from gym culture. So when I was sick my first time with lupus, I went to the gym to heal. And the more that I went, the more that I realized that there's this whole culture that is not centered around health, but your physical appearance. Wow. Can we believe that? I can. And this is literally destroying people. People don't realize it because they're seeing their body change, they're getting these gains, and they feel like they're healthy, but you're not. Why? Because I was one of those people. I at first was going to the gym for my health, which luckily I am back to now. I'm going to the gym, having fun, and I'm no longer struggling with the things I used to struggle with. But I was going and I was seeing all these people have all these powders and do these crazy routines and look in the mirror all the time. And I was like, whoa, am I doing the gym wrong? I wasn't doing anything wrong. I wish I would have told myself, honey, you are doing everything right, actually. But no, I wanted to fit in and be a part of that gym culture. So I actually started competing, prepping for shows. I never actually got on stage because I got very mentally ill. But I started prepping for shows. And I developed binge eating disorder and body dysmorphia because of that. And this has been horrible because this is what led to me starting to consume a bunch of disgusting foods. Well, they're not actually disgusting because they don't taste disgusting, but it's disgusting what it does to your body. A bunch of processed foods, a bunch of sugary foods and salty foods. Fake food, I would say. And it was a struggle. So yes, part of my lupus flare was the vaccine, but another part of my flare was my lifestyle. My lifestyle, which is really important. I'm going to be getting into more details in later videos, but if you have lupus, you should not be drinking alcohol. You should not be smoking weed. You should not be eating sugar every day. You should not be eating out every day. You should not be in the sun all day. There are certain things that we need to do when we have lupus to make sure that we are healthy. And this is for anyone in general. We are seeing more and more people get sick. It is not a game, and we have to wake up and go through this process. Has it been easy? No. No, because you literally withdraw when you let go of these things. Also, coffee. If you have lupus and if you have lupus involved in the kidney, you shouldn't be drinking coffee. Is it easy? No, because we're taught that this is the norm, but it's not the norm. And the more that you take care of your body, the more that you love yourself, it gets easier, but it is a process. But I was sick, okay? I was sick with this arthritis flare, and I was gaining so much weight because of this binge eating problem that I had. And then on top of that, I was having all these pain. My body wasn't able to function properly. And I look in the mirror and I can't even recognize myself. I look swollen. I'm about 40 pounds overweight. And I feel horrible. But at the same time, I didn't get the help I needed. And my coping mechanism at that time was food. So I was just destroying myself. I was literally destroying myself. And I never stopped fighting until I got the help I needed. I finally got the help I needed. And my doctor, my amazing doctor, Dr. Job, put me on treatment. And I was put on prednisone again. And was this easy for me? No, because this was around the time I graduated. My biggest achievement right there. I'm so proud of myself. From the University of Texas at Austin. So I knew that during my graduation, I was going to have this prednisone phase. And did it hurt? Yes. But again, I went into the mindset, I am healing. I just went through a severe flare. And I'm overcoming binge eating disorder. I need to have grace. I need to give myself grace. There's no point of me beating myself up. Like, there is literally no point of beating yourself up, guys. You need to be there for yourself. You need to be your number one cheerleader. You need to have a journal and keep track of what you want to accomplish and what you are doing to get there. And celebrate yourself every day. Celebrate the wins. Celebrate the lessons you learn from realizing the mistakes that you made. Because you're going to make mistakes along this journey of healing. It's inevitable. But what's going to make you change your life is the way that you deal with handling those mistakes that you make. Are you going to beat yourself up? Or are you going to learn? Are you going to grow? And are you going to heal? That's how you need to see it. So even with this flare, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to beat myself up about it. What's done is done. I'm already 40 pounds overweight. But guess what? I'm receiving the treatment I need, so I no longer have physical pain. And now I can focus on recovering my relationship with health. I even hate the word fitness, honestly, because they've destroyed that too. The media. When I say they, I'm talking about the media. I'm the people who run the media. But I'm sorry. I cracked myself up. Sorry. Okay, anyways, yeah. But health, the way that I view health, the way that I view myself, the way that I view others. And today, I can say that I am so proud of myself for never giving up and opening myself to learn, opening myself to make mistakes and know that, you know what, I'm going to make mistakes, but what's going to make me better is the way that I handle those mistakes. And I've gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. Today, I celebrate 2 months without alcohol. Not saying I was an alcoholic, but as I've been learning about lupus and taking care of myself, I realized that I cannot be consuming alcohol at all. It is better that I don't even do it at all. So I've celebrated 2 months without alcohol and 1 month without coffee. What? If you know me, you know I love my coffee, but I am no longer drinking coffee. I'm winging off the salts and the sugars. Now, am I saying that I'm never going to eat cake or I'm never going to eat an authentic Salvadoran and Honduran meal? Absolutely not. But not every day. Not every day. Most of the time, 85% of the time, I'm prioritizing my health. And I'm putting things in my body that are going to work for me and not against me. I feel amazing now. My blood work is looking amazing. And none of this had to do with my physical appearance and reaching for physical appearance. Do you notice that when you chase things that have to do with physical appearances and materialistic things, you're never happy? Do you notice that? But when you chase things that have to do with the way that you feel inside, in your heart and in your mind, do you notice how much you grow and how much peace you have? And how much hope you see in your life and in the world? I want you to realize that. This journey has been more spiritual and mental for me, and it had nothing to do with how I physically looked. And matter of fact, by default, you're going to look amazing because you're taking care of yourself here and here. So in conclusion, you don't even have to worry about your physical appearances because everything will come together when you start to focus on conquering lupus, prioritizing yourself, and saving your life and loving yourself. So by default, you're going to look amazing. And you know what? Fuck this hat. I was ashamed of my hair, but you know what? Now I'm proud of my hair because look, my hair is growing back. Finally, I've made so much progress. My hair is growing back. Is it at the angles that I want it? No, I can't really style it because it just wants to go everywhere. But it is what it is. It's healthy. I've been taking really good care of it. And it's getting thick again. So I know that I'm coming together. I've already lost about 5 pounds. It's been slow, but it's okay. Like, I feel amazing. I'm going to the gym and having fun, doing workouts that are fun. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. And by default, everything is coming together. And what am I focused on? I'm focused on my health. I'm focused on feeling empowered. I'm focused on loving myself and conquering lupus. So guys, I encourage you, get away from these false perceptions that you have been conditioned to believe are true due to the media. Stop objectifying yourself. Stop objectifying other people and fight for what you want. Prioritize how you feel here and here in your heart and in your mind. Love yourself. And that is how you deal with the physical changes that you're going to go through when you are having lupus flares and most importantly, when you are receiving treatment in order to conquer lupus. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I hope this empowered you and know that you are not alone in this journey and that you can and you will conquer lupus. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.